Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to paint Warhammer underneath a mountain? You probably haven't, because who the hell thinks about that kind of stuff? Well, it is I, the man behind the camera for a few of our recent videos. I figured while my channel partner Julius is off in Tokyo doing who knows what, that I can make a little video here in the Pacific Northwest. And my idea for that video was painting Warhammer underneath a freaking mountain. So I woke up at the ass crack of dawn today to venture into the wilderness. In my original vision for this video, I pictured Mount Rainier directly looming over me. But this is a big mountain in a big national park. So my first problem to solve was, where am I going to paint? And after some adventuring around, I found what felt like the perfect spot to paint. Surrounded by breathtaking nature and a giant-ass mountain. And with my painting spot found, I set up so I could do some hopefully very inspired painting. Alright gang, we got the hobby set up here. Got some paintbrushes, a wet palette, some paints, and even a little cup for my paintbrush water. And on top of that all, we got a rock to sit on. We're looking real nice here. So I brought this wet palette with me to help me paint. And the instructions for it recommend that you use pretty warm water to get the sponge and paper wet. But instead of that, I'm going to use this frigid cold stream water. So we'll see how that does. So today I've brought up this knight armature with me that's already been painted up a bit. The plan is to mostly do detailing work. And I've got a particular idea in mind for that. So I thought it'd be cool to do a design inspired by local native art. In my research to find inspiration, I came across this piece that really caught my eye. I'm nowhere near the artist this guy is, but my plan was to try and incorporate some of the shapes found here onto my armature. I also just want to quickly say that you are watching this video for the overall vibes and experience. You are not watching this because I'm a good painter, because I really am not. But I'm going to try my best. So here we go. I've got a little bit of a confession to make. I am a complete freehand newbie. So I decided to cheat a little bit with my first attempt here. I used a pencil to draw on the design I wanted, which I would then paint over, channeling all of that coloring book experience I got as a 5-year-old. But even with the pencil, freehanding was still hard. Fortunately, every time I made a mistake with the pencil, I could just erase it and try again. And once I felt decent about my penciled-on shapes, it was time to paint. Painting underneath Rainier was an incredibly serene experience. The stillness and sheer beauty of everything was impossible to not take in. It was almost perfect, save for one unforeseen factor: the wind. Trying to freehand a design for the first time was already an uphill battle, but the little bit of wind actually really impacted painting. My brush seemed to dry up faster, and even the paint on the wet palette was drying up. And on top of that all, I was quickly losing daylight. Turns out, running around a national park trying to film a bunch of shots takes a lot of time, but I persevered and made the most of the time I had left. And once the sun got low enough, I decided it was time to pack up. I put all my paint water in an empty Gatorade bottle in an attempt to leave no trace, resulting in some gross-looking Gatorade. So lugging all this stuff around to film this video was actually really hard. So if you like what you're seeing, make sure to like and subscribe. With everything packed up, I said my goodbyes to Rainier. And on my way back, I had a couple of wildlife encounters. Hello. I smell your poop. Off you go. Where the hell am I? What the hell? It's Animal City over here. I just want to get back to my car. When I encountered this animal, I assumed it was some kind of pheasant. Turns out, this bird is the sooty grouse, an animal I had no idea existed. You learn something new every day. I'm gonna walk forward, so please get out of my way. As I drove home that evening, while I was content with my Rainier adventure, I knew I still had a job to finish. Well, some time has passed since I was at Rainier. I've been a bit slow in editing this video. Whoops. The armature I worked on then is still a work in progress. It's rough, but here it is so far. If I can get that in focus. So what I very quickly learned is that these crescent shapes are really difficult to paint, even with the help of a pencil outline. But for a first freehand attempt, it isn't complete garbage, so I consider that a win. And if anyone has any freehanding tips, please let me know in the comments. I'm desperate. In my time underneath that mountain, I reflected on a lot of things. But I think the main takeaway was that the only journey is the one within.
Hi, can I take your order?
Yeah, could I get a Dave's double?
They double. You want the meal?
Yeah, sure.